think about your yard or business, do you have storm water runoff? Because if you do, you could be causing more pollution than you realize. Here to tell us or explain what I'm talking about is Laura Lee Rose. She is the Consumer Horticulture and Water Resources Agent with Clemson Extension. Laura Lee, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Allie.
Let me ask you, what is the problem with stormwater runoff?
Well, the rainfall that falls normally on the ground would penetrate into the soil, but when we have surfaces, hard surfaces like rooftops, development where there are sidewalks and streets, that stormwater will run off into storm drains and can eventually get into the estuary.
And what kinds of things does it sometimes contain that cause a problem?
It can contain lots of different contaminants. It could contain things off of cars, tires, rubber, oil, antifreeze. It could contain pesticides, and that would include fertilizers or any chemicals that are spread on the lawn.
So what can people do that live in Beaufort County to prevent adding to the whole issue of stormwater runoff?
Well, firstly, we would like for people to test their soil before they add any fertilizer and know the right time to apply fertilizer when the plants need it. We also would like people to not use fertilizers or pesticides near the marsh or even near the edges of their property.
And you also recommend something known as environmentally friendly landscaping. What does that mean?
Well, environmentally friendly landscaping would include using native plants, using vegetative buffers wherever there are places that abut the lagoons or waterways, using less pesticide, using responsible irrigation so that the irrigation doesn't flow into the street.
And why do people fertilize, and is it necessary to do so if you've got warm season grasses? Some people do it up to 4 times a year.
Warm season grasses go dormant in the wintertime, so there's no point. In fact, it can do damage to the warm season grasses to fertilize in the fall if you have a late flush of growth that wasn't properly hardened off and you had an early frost. That could harm it. So most of our warm season grasses, the centipede and St. Augustine, are low fertility, requiring very low nitrogen.
Now, if someone says, gee, my stormwater is fresh and it's not polluted, is that still a problem?
That is a problem because we're unique here in Beaufort County. We're an estuary, and the water in the estuary should be salty and not fresh.
Well, Laura Lee, I want to thank you so much. Laura Lee Rose is the Consumer Horticulture and Water Resources Agent with Clemson Extension. Thanks so much.
Thank you.